Hey y'all, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's video, I am going to be talking about everything that we spent on our wedding. But I won't go into every single detail. If you guys want that, I'll make a separate video literally listing every single thing that we bought. I think that's kind of interesting because it tells you like how we spent our money, but I'm going to go over like kind of the broad categories and how much we actually ended up spending on our wedding. So to give you guys a little background, we had like an amount in mind. Well, actually, to give you even more background, initially we were gonna have our wedding in New Jersey because that's where both our families are. And then after Josh moved here and we made a lot of friends here, it just made more sense to have it here. Plus we wouldn't have to like run around with all of our stuff. So we decided to have the wedding here in North Carolina. So our budget the whole time wasn't really fluctuating. Like we had an idea of like how much we had saved up and how much we're willing to spend on the wedding and how much we wanted to like leave as savings for entering our marriage. However, when we were planning our wedding in New Jersey, we were actually stretching that quite a bit and literally calculating how much we'd make every single month to try to make it work. Like we were stretching our budget like crazy. So once we decided to have it here, we were able to stay within pretty much the number that we wanted to, which is really funny because I didn't actually track our expenses during it. I just like looked at my bank account and I was like, do we still have more to spend? Before I get into all the categories, one of the tips I want to give you guys is to separate out all of the money that you want to spend on the wedding and put it into a separate checking account. And what I did was link one of my credit cards to that account. The complicated thing was I linked one of my cards that's not accepted by all like whatever vendors or whatever. So make sure that you use like a Visa card if you can, or a debit card, or a debit Visa card. I think all debit cards Visa cards? I don't know, but most Visa cards are accepted everywhere, whereas other cards like Amex and Discover and stuff like that are not accepted everywhere. And MasterCard's one of them that's not accepted everywhere. So look into that. Make sure that you're trying to link the most efficient account as you can so that you can actually stick to just using one card, one account. But that really helped us out because we had all the wedding money in one account and at all times I knew how much we had left. But the irresponsible thing that I did was I didn't really track our expenses. So now, looking back, I'm taking a look at all of our expenses. I pretty much itemized as much as I could. I'm sure there are a few things that I might have missed where like I picked something up at Walmart while I was also picking up groceries or something like that. But all the big things are accounted for, and yeah, I wanted to share how much we actually ended up spending on our wedding, which is exciting. Hang on, let me grab my laptop and we'll chat. So the first category that, I don't know, I did a pivot table and it just did it in literal alphabetical order. So the first category is going to be attire. And honestly, I thought this would be way more expensive. If you want a separate video on how we got certain things this inexpensive, or like how we budgeted our money, we didn't really budget, but we had like maxes that we didn't want to hit mentally, which again, I regret that. I really wish like I had itemized a budget and like stuck within it. Yeah, I can make a separate video about like tips and tricks about how we stayed under this specific number, which I'll say at the end of the video. But for attire, we spent $302.94 on Amazon. And honestly, Amazon's a really good resource for attire and other things. Like I got most of my wedding jewelry on Amazon. I got my veil from Amazon. I got my shoes from Amazon. I got like a bunch from Amazon, and then he also got his suit and tie from Amazon, which if you're not into that, then obviously go somewhere else. But he wasn't picky, and usually his proportions work with like standard sizing, so that worked. Or if you know how to sew, then that's a good way to do it, and it's like really, really inexpensive to get high quality. Like his suit obviously didn't rip during the wedding, and he can reuse it. So, and then at David's Bridal, which is where I got my wedding dress, and I can do a whole separate video also on my dress shopping experience and how I found my dress and how I knew it was like the dress or whatever. I'm actually like really excited to talk about that because I have a lot of footage from dress shopping that I didn't want to put online until after the wedding because I knew Josh would probably look, even though he would say he wouldn't. Like he kept saying he doesn't want to see my dress, and he like there were a lot of opportunities where like he could, like he was at my apartment and then my closet was open, like he could have seen it, but he like would be like, oh no, is your dress like out? And I'm like, oh yeah. I didn't want to show any of that before I got married, so if you guys want to see that, then I'll probably have a future video about like dress shopping and my experience and tips and tricks for that. By the way, don't mind all of the hardware that's behind me. That's actually a bed and a bed frame because I'm in our guest room, and when there aren't guests, we just like put it on the wall. Anyway, ignore that. So at Davis Bridal, for my dress, I spent $964.15, and this is pretty much all these prices are including tax when I could figure out how much that was. So that's how much I spent on my dress, $964.15, and I love my dress. Literally, I'm in love with my dress. Like, still, I've seen so many dresses since then. My sister's wedding dress shopping right now, and I like do not regret my choice at all because like literally it was the perfect dress for me. For shoes, I actually wore, sorry if you can hear my dog, I wore 2 pairs of shoes on our wedding day. One was a set of like Latin dance shoes, like waltz shoes, because we choreographed a waltz for our first dance. So I wanted like dance shoes, and I knew they'd be comfortable because dance shoes are very like flexible or whatever you want to say. But then I knew that when it came time to like actually dance at the reception, I would want to wear sneakers. So I got some platform, like, are they called Chuck Taylors? Whatever they're called. Platform Converse shoes that were white and matched my dress perfectly. So that was, I love those. And he got a new pair of shoes. He got a pair of Hush Puppies, which are super comfortable, and I know he loved them. And we got them at DSW for $139.30. So we got both pairs for that, which was so good. And I wear my Converse to work like all the time, and I wear them like out and about. I literally love those shoes. I haven't worn my heels again yet, but I'm pretty sure if I go to another wedding, because they were so comfortable to dance in, I would probably wear those to a wedding. And then I got so I had a pair of like white pajamas that I ended up not even wearing the wedding night or before. Like I was gonna wear it to like get ready, but I ended up getting a separate robe. But yeah, that pajama set I like meant to wear, and I've worn it multiple times since, but like the night of the wedding I was honestly so tired. I'm pretty sure I just like threw on a t-shirt and like I don't know, I did not wear it. I think I hadn't unpacked it, and that's why I didn't wear it, because I didn't know where it was. But I got a pair of like, you know, those like silky pajamas. It was like a long sleeve pants set. And I got that from the Salvation Army, actually. I thrifted that, and my sister found it while we were thrifting together in Charlotte, and I got it for $6. So that brings our entire total to $1,412.39, which is not bad. That was actually less than what I was planning on spending on my dress. I thought my dress would be like, I don't know, somewhere around like $2,000, but it ended up not being. And again, I could talk about that in a future video. But I'm super excited about this number. Like, that makes me really happy. Next, I got some stuff from Amazon for my bridesmaid proposal, which I ended up not even like proposing to my bridesmaids, but my sisters, when I asked them to be bridesmaids, I did give them some gifts, and the other 2, they got gifts at the rehearsal dinner, but these were like gifts for them. And that was $25.98 from Amazon. I got like these cups that I customized for my sisters, and then these little makeup bags, which were really cute. Okay, next up is decor. So I kind of went everywhere for this. The first place was Amazon. Like I said, I bought a lot off Amazon, and I spent $33.66 on Amazon. Some of those things were like tea light candles that were like LEDs instead of actual real flames. And what else did I get off Amazon? Oh, our like, what's called, our table numbers, like the frames for those and whatever. And again, I could do an itemized list later. And then we went to the Dollar Tree, which is where we got more frames that we needed for the table numbers. And I spent $18.77 at the Dollar Tree. And then Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby always gets me, man. I don't even know if all of this was wedding stuff or if some of it I just bought to like craft. But at Hobby Lobby, I spent $39.26, which isn't bad. I think some of that was like the florals. We got some like garlands and stuff for the arbor. And then at Joann's, which was mostly like wedding invitation stuff, we spent $23.62, which brings our decor total up to $115.31. Next is favors. So what we did for favors was we got a bunch of fans, like silk, wooden, I think they're like bamboo and silk fans, like handheld fans. I thought that would be really nice because I knew it would be really hot. I'm pretty sure that day it got up to like 90 something degrees. So we had fans for everyone and it was on their chairs when they first walked in. So I'm not sure how many of them actually ended up taking them, but we have so many left over. All of those fans, I think we got 100 of them for $37.38. We caught them on sale, which was great. For flowers, I got solo wood flowers instead of getting real flowers, which I'm really happy about because now all of the flowers that I have, like my own bouquet, and I think I have one of my sister's bouquets that she left here. Hi, baby. Yeah, they're all like, I don't have to like do anything to preserve them. They're like all preserved. They're not preserved because they're wood, but you know what I'm saying. Like I keep them forever. So we have ours on our bookshelf in the living room, and I just love that. I think it's so cute that I get to keep that forever. So I spent $89.93 on solid wood flowers, and that was just my bouquet, my bridesmaids' bouquets, and then all of the boutonnieres for the guys and the fathers of the groom and bride. And I still have a lot of flowers left over, so honestly, I think solo wood flowers is the way to go if you're not like too, I don't know, invested in having real flowers. What do you think, baby? You agree? So next up we have gifts. So I got a bunch of gifts for my bridesmaids, for my parents, for his parents. I think that's it. Yeah, and I got those off Amazon. I got like a bunch of different things. Yeah, I got makeup pouches for the moms. I got mirrors for them and little handkerchiefs. I think my dad also got a handkerchief, and so did his dad. I don't remember. I don't exactly remember everything that I got, but I spent $145.26 total on gifts for people. So onto invitations. We DIY'd our invitations, which was so fun. Hopefully we can find some footage and like make a reel or something with all that footage, because I know that we took videos during it. I just honestly don't know what happened with all of that footage. But we DIY'd all of our invitations, and I spent some money at Hobby Lobby. I don't know what I bought that was $2.67, but probably just like paper or something. And then at Michael's, oh yeah, it was paper. I didn't end up using that. Michael's, I spent $23.14, and that was like the bulk of the cardstock for the invitations, and I think I got the vellum paper from there. And then Office Depot, I spent $12.60. And that went toward stamps, literally just as stamps to send out the invitations. And then the last one is Walmart. We spent $25.91, and I'm pretty sure that was like stuff for my Cricut and probably some more paper. Oh, and I got like a hot glue gun and other things, but yeah. So that brought our invitation costs up to $64.32, which I'm really happy about. Honestly, I don't know how much it would have been to buy the invitations and have them made for us. Tolkien's digging in the back, sorry. But I had so much fun doing them that I don't even care how much the cost differential is, but I could probably look that up a little bit later, but $64 doesn't sound too bad to me. And then the next one is invitation/decor. I didn't know where to put this because I bought multiple things in this one transaction, but at Hobby Lobby I spent $54.94, again, on like invitations and decor. And then we got our rings off Amazon, and we got tungsten rings. Yeah, so our rings themselves, so my band, which I'm wearing right now, I don't know how well you can see it. And he has a matching one. Literally, they look exactly the same, except his is thicker. And they're tungsten and have like this cool silver detailing and like acrylic over that part. I like our rings. I like them a lot. I have a second ring that fits with my engagement ring. And that one was the one that I wore on the day of the wedding. But this band is the one that I wear on the daily because I'm always using my hands, and I don't like having my rings on while I'm like cleaning and doing things because I don't want them to get damaged, so I just wear them to like events and things like that. But total for the 3 rings, so mine, like my band, his band, and then my other ring that matches my engagement ring. Tolkien, don't bite that. No, baby. So total, we spent $60.37, and again, we got tungsten rings, and then my other ring is, I think, stainless steel or something like that, like another like durable metal. Honestly, we can always get nicer rings in the future if we wanted to, but I actually really like that this is tungsten and it's so durable. Like, I've clanked it on so many things and there's not a scratch or a dent or anything. So yeah, love that. There's so many other options for rings besides gold, but if like gold is important to you, then of course get what's important to you. And then sparklers, we bought sparklers and then didn't end up using them. So the venue handed out their sparklers, which was not part of my package at all. In fact, they left in a good chunk that wasn't part of my package, which if you guys are watching this video, please don't like come for me asking for more money, because but yeah, no, the venue was so great and they couldn't find the sparklers that we brought. I think like one of the groomsmen just like might have put it in a weird place or Josh did or something, but they didn't know where our sparklers were, so they used their own, which was so nice. But on sparklers, which we still have, and I have no clue what we're gonna do with them now, we might just like give it to a friend who's getting married soon. We got them online at weddingsparklersoutlet.com or something like that, and for the, I think we got 96, a pack of 96 sparklers, we spent $51.49 on that, so not too bad. And then the venue. This is the one that was like pretty expensive. Obviously, the venue is going to cost the most. Some people spend the most on florals, but since I did solo wood flowers, I didn't spend that much on flowers. I spent the bulk of what we spent on the venue. So our package itself was, I think, $6,500. And we had a deposit of, I think, $2,500 to book it. So we spent that first, and then we paid the rest, and we had a few add-ons. So we spent $500 to use their DJ because we didn't want to do the research to find a DJ, and what we wanted was really simple. We really just wanted like someone who has audio equipment, and then we were gonna make the whole playlist. I'm pretty sure every single song that was played was stuff that we picked out. We picked out like, I think I think total we had like 6 hours worth of music on our playlist, and the event was only 4.5 hours, and the part where they're playing music was only like 3.5 or so. So there was a ton of music that we gave the DJ, so we didn't like prioritize having a really good DJ, so we spent $500 extra on having their DJ, and then $50 for an aisle runner, and I think that's all the add-ins that we did. So plus tax and the deposit went into this, and we also had a damage deposit of $700, which we fully got back. The total came out to be $7,792.78, which I think is really good. Even though it was the bulk of our budget and it was kind of like, it was the most expensive thing for sure. Of all the venues that we were looking at, we didn't find another venue like this at this price point that was all inclusive, and they took care of all the food, they took care of the cake, we got a cake tasting, we got like literally everything. They did setup and cleanup for us, they literally did everything, and they lent us the majority of the decor that we used for the wedding. So honestly, I think it was a fantastic price for what we got. Time for the grand total. Tolkien, can you give us a drum roll? He's just staring at me. He's just like, why are you bothering me? When he was just bothering me. It's fine. Our grand total came out to $9,850.15, which is so good, because I was really worried that we spent over $10,000. We were willing to spend, I think, up to $10,000. I didn't want to spend more than that, and we were able to pay for the honeymoon with the remainder of our budget, and yeah, we really didn't have to worry about a thing because of how cheap we got some of these things. And to some people, this might seem like a lot of money. To other people, you might be like, how'd you accomplish a 100-person wedding for that price? But yeah, I don't know. It's all about perspective. I think this is really good. Again, I was looking at venues where they charge per head, and it was like $100 to $150 per person, which the venue itself was going to be so much money, plus they would ask you to pay for a food package on top of that, which was like another $20 per person. Yo, this venue search was nuts. But overall, I'm really happy with, one, how our wedding came out, and two, the price point. I think that's really good for what we were willing to spend and for not budgeting the whole time, like not keeping account of our finances the whole time and just kind of like looking at the gross number and seeing if we had money left, and we did. Okay, so the only thing that's not included in this budget that I kind of left discretionary is our photographer, because we worked with a friend and we kind of want to keep that a little more private because she had a flat rate, but regardless, we like had a number in mind that we wanted to give her, knowing how talented she is and how she worked with us for our engagement shoot, and we just had that kind of separate. It like had nothing, or it had everything to do with the wedding because she was our wedding photographer, but because we worked with a friend, it's a little more discretionary. But yeah, that's the only thing that's not included in this list. Other than that, everything else was pretty much compiled in this list. In fact, I think I might have included things where I bought other things that were just for like our household and whatever in this list, but whatever. So that's how much we ended up spending on our wedding. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it was a little informative, and if you want to see more videos like this about our wedding and how we made everything work, especially since we had such a short planning process. I think we planned the wedding in like 4 months total. Leave a comment down below that you want more videos like this, and if you want that itemized list of everything that we bought and everything that we spent money on, let us know and we'll give you a lot more detail on that. Me and Josh are doing some fun things on our joint channel if you guys want to check that out, and we are going to be talking a lot about wedding stuff. And in an earlier video on our joint channel, we brought up the question whether we regret having a wedding or not, and I said it depends how much this ends up costing and how much we could have put into our lives with that. And because this number is so low, it's not like I could be like, oh, I would have bought a house or whatever, because like with 10 grand, you can't do that much anymore. Like you can't even really buy a car for that. Like I guess you could buy a used car. But so we're going to be talking a little bit about whether we're happy with this number. I already said that I'm happy with it, but do we regret having a wedding or not now that we know how financially it ended up? So check out our joint channel and subscribe if you want to see that content, because that's going to be a conversation that we have together on there. And again, if you like this video, leave a comment down below, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel to see more content like this, because I'm going to be talking all about wedding stuff and showing you some different processes that we went through, like invitations and wedding dress shopping, and just talking about all things wedding for a few weeks. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye!